If you have a citizenship interview coming up, and let me be honest, most people stress way too much about this. But the bigger problem is obviously this: going in unprepared. Hi everyone, this is immigration attorney Akalan. The citizenship interview is one of the most critical steps in the process. And in this video, I'll try to explain clearly what to expect, what the officer is actually looking at, and how to prepare so you can pass this smoothly. Let's clarify this first. The citizenship interview looks like a test, right? But it's actually a verification process of your eligibility. The USCIS officer is verifying your information, checking your eligibility, and then testing your basic English and civics knowledge. They're not trying to trick you there. But let me say this: if you're not prepared for this exam, even a simple interview can be difficult. The US citizenship interview usually has 3 parts. They don't always follow the same order. I'll explain it in a simple order as much as I can. So first, your N400 application, citizenship application. So the officer opens your application and goes through line by line, box by box, where you lived, where you have worked, your travel history, etc. So they can ask anything. Another part is the English test. Speaking and listening, they're evaluated throughout the interview, but for reading, they generally have a screen in front of you and there's a sentence popping up and you read that. That's the reading part. And then they give you a sentence and you're supposed to write that down to that screen, to the tablet. So that's the writing part. So, and the civics test. So the order might be different. Sometimes they start with the civics. So under the old system, there were 10 questions. You need to answer 6 of them correctly. Under the new system, the questions are harder. There are 20 of them and you need to answer 12 of them correctly. Quickly, there's a common misunderstanding here. A lot of people think these exams are done in a separate testing room. That's not the case. All of this happens during the interview, one-on-one with the officer. Let me tell you one of the biggest mistakes. People study for the test, but they don't know their own citizenship application itself. That's the biggest mistake because the officer asks questions from your N400 form. If your verbal answers don't match the answers in your form, the officer will probably start questioning things. So I'm not saying memorize your N400 form word for word, but you need to know it very well. Addresses, travel history, work history, everything should be clear. Going to the interview without documents is a unnecessary risk, of course. So make sure you bring your appointment notice. There are documents listed in that notice. Read them. Green card, IDs, all passports, including old ones and new ones, tax records, marriage or divorce documents. If you have any criminal history, bring all related court documents. The officer may not ask for everything, but if they do, you need to be ready. Good moral character has become more important in the recent years because before it was general, like, did you commit a crime? Have you been paying your taxes? Now it's broad. The officer looks at, did you pay your taxes? Did you work? Did you contribute to the society? Did you meet your family responsibilities? Have you paying your alimony, etc.? So it's not just no crime, it's positive factors that matter too. About the naturalization process, let me give you a very recent and important issue USCIS started paying attention to, as the voter registration. Sometimes people accidentally register to vote. It can be something as simple as checking the wrong box when applying for a driver's license at DMV. And sometimes it's not even you. It could be the DMV officer making a mistake. So the result is the same though. If there's any voter registration under your name, even by mistake, even if you didn't vote before, and this is discovered during your interview, it's not just a citizenship application denial. You can even be referred to the immigration court for cancellation of your green card and removal from the United States. So be careful before applying. Review your voter registration records with your attorney state by state at every state that you lived before. Don't lose your green card while trying to become a citizen. That's important. At the citizenship interview on that day, very simple but critical rules exist. So arrive early, stay calm at the interview, ask for clarification if needed from the officer, and most importantly, do not guess. So if you don't understand what's going on, say, ask. The officer will repeat the question. It's better to say, I don't understand, than to give the wrong answer. And remember, the officer is not your enemy. They're just verifying eligibility there. After the citizenship interview, there are 4 possible outcomes. So it's either approved, request for evidence, or there might be a second interview, or it might be denied. Generally, most circumstances, it's not denied directly, but depends on your case. So in most cases, you'll either get a decision immediately on the spot or shortly after. And if your case is approved, depending on your case and also eligibility, depending on where you are in the timeline of your application, you might be able to attend the oath ceremony that day or soon after sometime. After that ceremony, you officially become a U.S. citizen. Here are the most common mistakes for the citizenship application. Not knowing your M400 forms content, not preparing properly for English and civics exam, obviously, bringing incomplete documents, and overstressing. Let me be very clear. This interview is not that difficult if you get ready, if you prepare timely. But if you're unprepared, it becomes difficult. To summarize, the citizenship interview is not something to be afraid of. It's something to take seriously. If you prepare correctly, you will usually pass without issues. If you have an upcoming interview and you're not sure if you're ready, feel free to reach out to us. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.